Hello and welcome to ELTECenglish.com. This is an IELTS question from February 2018, and it can be repeated in the future as well. So the question is, some people think that the effective way to reduce pollution is to tax the companies which cause it. Others think that there are better ways to achieve this. Discuss both sides and give your opinion. So what is the core of the essay? The core of the essay is pollution, how you reduce pollution. Okay, and it has to be linked with taxation or other measures. Are there other ways? Okay, now since this is a discuss both sides, you have to brainstorm, spend about 10 minutes on both sides. Okay, so spend about 10 minutes in the brainstorming process. Spend about 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes, that's a recommended time. Alright, let's come to the brainstorming. Now, assume that this is a polluting industry, a polluting company. It is doing some sort of manufacturing and it is polluting the environment. It is a hazardous industry. So this is hazardous in nature. Hazardous in nature means it emits a lot of gases, a lot of effluents which are polluting the air as well as water. So air and water pollution, perhaps ground pollution as well. For the sake of this essay, let us keep it simple. So there's air pollution and water pollution. Now, if you impose tax on these industries, if you are imposing tax, what can be done to use this tax to reduce the pollution being emitted by these industries? Okay. So the first thing is that the government can create a fund using tax imposed on these industries. So this tax can be called a green tax, or the fund can be called a green fund. Okay, so create a green fund, a corpus that needs to be utilized for reducing the pollution emitted by these industries. So what measures can be taken to reduce pollution? It's afforestation. That is, the government can plant more trees using this fund. It can finance the afforestation drives. It can also, number two, it can upgrade the technology. That is technology upgradation. Technology upgradation. Now there are many industries which government support, and which government support for technology upgradation. For instance, the textile industries. Textile industry is a heavy water polluting industry, and governments across the world, particularly in developing countries, developed countries rarely produce textiles these days. So developing countries such as India and Bangladesh, for instance, let me write over here, Bangladesh, they are financing technology upgradation schemes so that their rivers stay clean. So keep the rivers clean. Okay. Now, since most of the effluents, the liquids that are polluting in nature, they are discharged. They are these effluents. These are called effluents. The polluting effluents, they are discharged into the rivers without any treatment. So the governments are creating technology upgradation programs so that the technology in these textile industries can be made less polluting. Additionally, apart from afforestation and technology upgradation, the governments can use this green fund for another good purpose, and that is for building infrastructure. What sort of infrastructure? But that's an important question. The infrastructure to clean these effluents. So there can be treatment plants to chemically clean these effluents out of the discharge of these textile industry, for instance, or paper industry. That's equally polluting. So there can be treatment plants to treat these effluents, basically chemically removing all the heavy elements, and then only discharge this into rivers, and these rivers can be kept clean. Okay, but these are the measures that can only be done if higher tax is imposed and a green fund is created. Okay, an example can be India, Bangladesh, even Singapore. Singapore has imposed heavy taxes, and recently some green taxes were imposed by Australia as well. Okay, you can quote these examples in the essay. Okay, coming to the others, the better ways. So this is view one, that taxes are an effective way to reduce. But what about the other ways? What about view two? The question nowhere mentions what are the better ways. So you have to brainstorm. The better ways can be regulation, that is regulation which can be, that is a law, and these can be stringent in nature. Okay, really stringent, coupled with strong enforcement. Strong enforcement of laws. So these strong enforcement of laws can be imposed on hazardous industries. So instead of collecting taxes from these hazardous industries, there can be stringent environmental regulations that are strongly enforced on these hazardous industries so that they do not pollute the environment. If they pollute the environment, close them down. Close this company. Okay, close this polluting unit. Alright, so this is one of the measures. It's a really effective way to reduce pollution. The unit will itself either upgrade the technology, or it will shift to a more rewarding place, a more lenient place. So basically you are moving your problem to another place. Awareness, this is public awareness. Let me write over here, public awareness. Now, what is the role of public awareness in reducing pollution? Public is basically very aware these days, and there are various products of the same category have different ecological footprint. They have different ecological footprint. What is ecological footprint? That is how much pollution that particular product has caused. Now there can be ways that can be devised to measure this ecological footprint. Perhaps a 5-star rating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These do not look like stars, just but let us assume these are stars. So if there are 3 stars, that's a more polluting unit, and the one that has 5 stars has less ecological footprint and is more efficient, as it is in air conditioners, refrigerators these days. So public awareness is extremely important regarding the ecological footprint. Okay, now you can give examples of refrigerators as well as air conditioners. Okay, this can be done for all products, and accordingly people can make a wise decision. Right, now once you have done this brainstorming structure, it is time to look at what exactly should be the structure of the essay. Now the essay should contain an introduction, ideally, followed by a body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and a conclusion. Okay, what should be in the introduction? Introduction should have a general statement or general sentence about the core of the essay. So what is the core of the essay? That's the pollution. You are reducing the pollution. That's the one over here. Okay, so this is the core of the essay. Now, after writing a journal statement, as you can see in the essay written below, if you're watching this on YouTube, just click on the link below. That will direct you to the sample essay. So the first statement is on the core of the essay. The second one should be on it should hit the bullseye, and it should be on view 1 and or view 2. That is, you can write 2 sentences for view 1 and view 2, or you can write a single sentence. Okay, just look at this sample sentence written below. Now, view 2, in view 2 you must mention what exactly are the better ways. That is, you should mention about regulation and awareness, okay, public awareness. In this, after mentioning the ways, you should express your opinion. With which view do you agree? Do you agree with view 1 or view 2? Write former or latter. If you agree with both of them, that is, you partially agree that all measures should be implemented, then frame the sentence accordingly. Body paragraph 1 should be on view 1, that is taxes. Explain the taxes in detail, so there should be an idea 1 followed by explanation 1. Then idea 2 followed by explanation 2, as it has been clearly written in the sample essay. Body paragraph 2 should be on the better ways. What are the better ways? So write about regulation and explain it. Write about awareness and explain it. Okay. Finally, it's the conclusion. Conclusion is the perfect place to explain your opinion. So explain your opinion. And without explaining your opinion, the essay is not complete. So if you're not explaining your opinion, you are not going to score well on the exam. That will be short of task response. So you have to explain your opinion in about two to three sentences, why you think both are necessary, or why you think one is necessary, the one you agree with. Okay, everything is written in the sample essay below. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel and just keep visiting for more exciting essays.